Apple mint is a true perennial, which means that it might take a while for it to germinate. They are quite erratic. You're going to need to be patient with them, and you won't get an awful lot out of them this year. But once they've grown into plants, you're going to have more floristry foliage than you know what to do with. They're absolutely brilliant. They can be a bit invasive, so you need to contain them. What we've got is a raised bed, and it's in a place where nothing else actually ever grew, yet it thrives. I'm going to play a video for you now so you can see what I mean. Now, apple mint can be invasive if you just plant it in the middle of a flower bed. It will smother everything else. So what we've done is we've just given it its own bed, and it's a bed that nothing else would grow in. So frankly, I am stunned and delighted that Apple Mint has made this section right under the trees. Let me show you. It's home. So sowing apple mint could not be more simple. Now they are quite small, the seeds. So what you could do, if you can't get one seed per cell, is you could actually just do a small sprinkling on top of a pot. So let's do that for a change. So I've selected a pot from my potting shed that's not too deep, because otherwise that would be a waste of compost. And you might notice that I have watered it ahead of time, because I can't really water it from underneath, it's too deep, and I don't want to water it after sowing because the seeds need light for germination and they're so tiny. The risk would be that you'd end up washing them into the compost and into the darkness. So I'm just going to start by just sweeping the seeds around the edge of the pot, trying to space them out as much as you possibly can, because the better you space them, the longer you can leave them before you need to prick them out and give them their own cells later on. Now, seeds need about 18 to 21 degrees for germination, so probably the easiest thing to do is just to take them up to the house and put them on a warm windowsill, and the minute you start to see germination occur, then you can bring them down to the greenhouse. This is our perennial mint seed that we sowed at the beginning of the year, our apple mint, and you just got to touch the foliage and the scent is intoxicating. You don't want to put these straight out in the garden because they can be a little bit invasive. So a pot is ideal if you don't have a dedicated raised bed to put them in. So I'm going to pot this one up for now and decide where it's going to go in the garden a bit later on once we've had our works finished. He's quite a big fella already, so I'm going to put him in a 1 litre pot. I thought it might help to see what the apple mint looks like today at the beginning of March. Neil did cut the stems down to the floor at the end of last season so that we've got nice fresh growth coming back now. It's a bit too early to cut it. It will wilt in the vase because it's a bit too bendy. We will be able to cut some stems probably by the time we've got some tulips and ranunculus. We might have to sear the stems. And you can see here, look, it is trying to escape, but because it's in its own raised bed, we can just pull out any stems that we don't want. But all in all, it's looking lovely, isn't it?